It's not always that easy to determine a talented player. Sometimes clubs reject players, and once they become stars, scouts and managers rue their mistakes, while the club is looking for a player of that kind, spending hundreds of millions. Being rejected by a club may damage a player's morale and ruin his career. But there are some resilient and determined ones who are eager to prove everybody wrong. This video is about 10 top players rejected by short-sighted clubs. But before we start, we suggest you to try to answer our question. Which one of these footballers joined the same team 5 times throughout his career? Martin Caceres, Nicolas Anelka, Claudio Pissarro, Christian Vieri. Leave your answer in the comments. And now we begin. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Arsenal. Even at the age of 40, Zlatan Ibrahimovic remains a top striker. Apart from his football, fans love his quads and his arrogance, his trademark. And the thing is, he's always been like this, even when he was 18. At that time, he considered himself the best young striker in Europe. At the beginning of 2000s, Zlatan was really close to joining Arsenal. He came to London and had a couple of shots of him wearing an Arsenal shirt taken. The contract was ready, but at the last moment Arsene Wenger offered him a trial. The Swedish found such an offering insulting, and his answer was, "Zlatan doesn't do trials." Arsenal wasn't pleased with such an arrogant approach and had no intention of seeking compromise with the player. After that, Zlatan Ibrahimovic ended up at Ajax and started proving that he was indeed an elite striker. Zlatan played 110 matches for Ajax, scored 48 goals and made 17 assists. Throughout his long career, he played for such clubs as Juventus, Inter, Milan, PSG, Manchester United and Los Angeles Galaxy. Despite all the trophies he has won in different countries with different clubs, there's still one lacking: the Champions League. Who knows what could have happened if Zlatan had joined Arsenal? He might have had a totally different career and even more trophies maybe. Kylian Mbappe, Chelsea. Kylian Mbappe, aged 23, is already considered one of the best players in the world. Any top club would love to have the Frenchman now, but things were different in 2012, when Mbappe went on trial at Chelsea. He impressed the coaching staff with his technique and dribbling, though they were not too pleased with his off-the-ball movement. He did not press and did not help the defense. That's why Chelsea were unsure about offering Kylian a contract, so they offered him a second trial. Mbappe's mother didn't like that and said, "It's either you sign him now or within 5 years you'll have to offer 50 million. Chelsea had to reject young Kylian. As for his mother, she wasn't completely right. In 5 years, in 2017, Mbappe left Monaco for PSG, not for 50 million, but for 145 million euros. Mbappe has already played more than 200 games, scored more than 100 goals and made more than 100 assists. At the age of 23, he has a number of trophies under his belt, including the World Cup. This summer, Mbappe is likely to join Real Madrid, yet another club he went on trial in 2012. In the end, he didn't join Real Madrid as his father did not allow Kylian to move to Spain. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell button, because here you will find the most interesting videos about football. Marco Reus, Borussia Dortmund. Marco Reus has been playing for Borussia Dortmund for 9 years and, unlike many other club leaders, has remained loyal. Even though there was interest from top clubs, Reus always preferred playing for Borussia, his local team. However, in 2006, the club decided to sell the 17-year-old German to Rot-Weiss Allen from the second Bundesliga. Little did they know that they would have to break their transfer record to buying Marco back 6 years later. After 3 years at his new club, Reus managed to impress Borussia Mönchengladbach, the team that signed him in 2009. At the age of 20, Reus made his Bundesliga debut against Bochum. He kept progressing, and that made him one of the best Bundesliga footballers. Marco spent 3 seasons at Gladbach, played 109 games, scored 41 goals and made 29 assists. In January 2012, when he had a year and a half left on his contract, Borussia offered 17 million euros for Reus, which made him the biggest Borussia signing. The German was happy to rejoin his club, which was about to win the second Bundesliga title in a row. He signed a 5-year contract and joined BVB in summer 2012. Now he is the long-time captain. He has played more than 300 matches, scored more than 100 goals, made even more assists, and won the German Cup twice. Royce has played with the likes of Mario Götze, Robert Lewandowski, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Henrik Mkhitaryan, Ousmane Dembélé and Jadon Sancho. None of them is still playing for Borussia. The only one left is Royce. He's had a number of talented teammates and may yet meet more of them, though they would likely treat the club as a stepping stone. Declan Rice, Chelsea. Declan Rice's story is very similar to the one Marco Reus had. It seems so for now at least. Since his early childhood, Declan has been a big Chelsea fan. He was also a part of the Chelsea Academy. He made friends with another Academy player, Mason Mount. These two made a great partnership in the midfield and helped Chelsea youth win many trophies and remain good friends to this day. However, they had to part in 2014 when Declan turned 16. His father received a call from Chelsea and they said Declan couldn't stay at the academy for another season. Once he told Declan the news, he started crying and ran to his bedroom. Everyone was upset about Declan having to leave Chelsea. As his father recalls, not only Declan, but all the family cried. But as the years passed, Declan braced himself, and now he is a crucial player for another London club, West Ham. Not only is he one of the Premier League stars, but also a first-choice player for England, consistent and versatile, able to play in defense as well. Rice, aged 22, has played more than 100 games for the Hammers, scored 8 goals and made 8 assists. Chelsea, his former club, now dreams of bringing him back, though the Blues are unwilling to spend £80 million. That's how much West Ham wants for Declan. His contract lasts until summer 2024, and Rice is not planning to sign a new one. We are likely to see him joining a top club, but will it be Chelsea? That's a question. Mats Hummels, Bayern. Mats Hummels was enrolled at the Bayern Academy when he was only 7 years old, and 14 years later he made his Bundesliga debut. It is quite symbolic that his first match was against Mainz, managed by Jurgen Klopp. It was Jurgen Klopp who made Mats a world-class defender 2 years later. That game was his only one for Bayern, as there were plenty of centre-backs at the clubs who were better than Hummels, so in 2009 he was sold to Borussia Dortmund as nobody expected him to be good enough. Once he changed clubs, Mats became a first-team player for Borussia. In 4 years, he won 2 Bundesliga titles, the German Cup, and played in the Champions League final in 2013, though his team lost to Bayern because of Arjen Robben's late goal. His Borussia performance allowed him to become a first-choice player for Germany and win the World Cup in 2014. But then Mats felt he needed a new challenge. All the former leaders left Borussia. The team lost its position in the Bundesliga and in Europe, and Hummels decided to join Mario Götze and Robert Lewandowski, his former teammates at Bayern, the team he had already played for. Since he got back to his first club, Mats won the Bundesliga 3 times and the German Cup once. However, his performance levels dropped and he failed to become one of their own at Bayern. So in 2019 he moved to Dortmund once again and remains a Borussia player to this day. Javier Zanetti, Independiente. Javier Zanetti, the Argentine, is a true symbol of Serie A in the 90s and 2000s. The defender is known as a long-time Inter leader and captain. However, things could have gone differently. He faced some troubles that could have stopped him from becoming a footballer back in the days. He played for Independiente youth team and never made it into the first team. Javier was waived by the club because of his poor physique. The future Inter legend was so disappointed that he spent a year out of football, helping his father, who was a mason. That job made him physically stronger and eventually helped him find a new club, Talleres. Everything that happened afterwards went down in history. After 3 years in Argentina, Javier joined Inter in 1995. He played 858 games for Nerazzurri, scored 21 goals and made 25 assists. In 19 years at Inter, he won 5 Serie A titles, 4 cups, the UEFA Cup, the Champions League and the Club World Cup. Zanetti got his share of recognition from Pelé himself, as the Brazilian legend included him in his FIFA 100 list. One can only guess how Independiente feel now after they kicked the future Argentina captain, one of the best right-backs ever, out of the club. Ruud Gullit, Arsenal. Ruud Gullit is one of the brightest footballers of the late 80s, mid-90s. However, it wasn't easy for the Dutchman to make his name. In 1982, Gullit went on a trial at Arsenal, and Terry Neal, the manager, didn't like the young midfielder's performance at all. He called Gullit lazy and undisciplined, not worth £300,000. Though Ruud was offended by such words, they were also a source of motivation for the Dutchman. In the following 3 years, he won 3 Eredivisie titles as a Feyenoord and PSV player, and in summer 1987 moved to Milan for the record-breaking $9 million. It was the year when the lazy and undisciplined Dutchman was named the best European player and won the Ballon d'Or. With Milan, he won 2 European Champions Cups, and later, as he was approaching the latter stages of his career, ended up at the London club Chelsea. Ruud Gullit is also listed in FIFA 100 and recognized as one of the best players of all times. Marcus Rashford, Manchester City. Marcus Rashford, one of the most promising Man United players, has been playing for the club for 7 years already. But when he was a kid, he could have become a City youth player before he joined the Manchester United Academy. Marcus went to Man City on trial, but was deemed too short and too weak by the coaches, so the citizens rejected the young one. At the same time, Man United were ready to give Rashford a chance, which turned out to be the right decision. In 2016, Rashford, unknown to the world, surprised everybody as he scored 4 goals in his 2 first games for Manchester United against Midtjylland and Arsenal. Though Louis van Gaal started him only because he had no other options, such a debut made Rashford a first squad player pretty soon. Now he's 24. He has almost 300 Man United games, almost 100 goals and more than 50 assists. 4 of his goals were against Man City, the team that rejected him. Daniel Carvajal, Real Madrid. Dani Carvajal, one of the best right-backs, had to face troubles before he made it into the Real Madrid squad, as his team did not always believe in him. In 2012, Jose Mourinho was the coach, and he wasn't too fond of the young right-back, so he was sold to Bayer Leverkusen. Once he moved there, Carvajal immediately showed himself and became one of the best players in the Bundesliga. After an impressive season at Bayer, many clubs were interested in signing Daniel, but he chose his favorite club over any other and got back to Real Madrid. That mistake by Los Blancos, letting Dani go, cost them €6.5 million. Once he was back, Carvajal became a starter at once. As for now, he has over 300 matches played for Real Madrid, 7 goals and 51 assists. As for the trophies, there are 4 Champions League titles, 2 La Liga titles, 3 UEFA Super Cup victories, and 4 Club World Cups. And that is the consequence of the choice he made in 2013 when he decided to rejoin Real Madrid. Cesc Fabregas, Barcelona. Cesc Fabregas comes from the Barcelona Academy, La Masia, but it was Arsenal that made him who he is. When Cesc was a Barca youth player, no one really believed in his talent, so his future was uncertain. Arsène Wenger was the one to take advantage of that, as he persuaded Fabregas to join Arsenal in 2003 and promised him a place in the first 11. As a result, Cesc grew into one of the best Premier League midfielders and later became one of the all-time top 5 assists. In summer 2011, Barcelona decided to bring Fabregas back to the club and paid €34 million to the Gunners. And so Cesc went back home. Though he had playing time and started some games, he failed to make it into the Barca first 11. His stats look more than decent though. 3 seasons at Barcelona, 151 games, 42 goals, 50 assists. In summer 2014, Barcelona sold Fabregas to Chelsea for €33 million and signed Ivan Rakitic from Sevilla as a replacement. In the end, it appeared to be the best option for everyone. Fabregas won 2 Premier League titles as a Chelsea key player, while Rakitic played the most important role in the 2014-15 treble-winning season for the Blaugrana. However, yet again, Barca didn't appreciate Fabregas' talent despite his versatility that allowed him to play as a false 9. Seems like he was meant to play in a different club. These are the players who had successful careers after they had been rejected by big clubs. They managed to overcome their troubles and become top players. Some of them are now listed among the best footballers of all time. And who knows if they could make it at those top clubs, packed with star players. Instead, they found the clubs that helped them to live up to their potential and make the most of their talent. Friends, is there someone you'd like to add to our list? Let us know in the comments. See you soon!